Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Gyang kaya oras taniman to, si sagyang kaya mapiar kano kapita-pita, lang wana bangsa misi sagyang kaya ngidaranaw, di kamer kano di makapamang ni sarila, sagyang kaya programa tano, kakataon niya sa kami ang mga kangudan, sa kami kay Sergio, buluga kanumbayan, agupan pumaganad sa gyang kaya programa tano, na gyang kaya di amer kano di kapamang ni sarila. Sa ibutaman sa akin si Sulutan, nakabugatan sa Masyo, Subayr Ismail Sarunay.
Assalamualaikum Sulutan. Assalamualaikum si kulang ng mga viewers tano. Di siya di mentay sang kaya TV station tano at channel 13 mapiar kano sana kada daw aguso ngaya oras man to replay agagawin mapiar kano san mambuha kagagawi. Iman to na ngaya iman to program tano special program na nakubayan ni ngaya pakatatayan tano OIC General Manager asik Sir Diego Mapandi na naiman to nakubayan yan mimbitiray kanon yan mga pipi ataw si sa ngaya ingadaranaw ayaw mala na si sa ngaya Marawi City. Inshallah na dibuya mate na pagpun so programa ta no aguso keep mitirayan yan sulutang mga pagarita no mga bangsa ta no si sa kulilingan na ranaw ayaw mala na si sa ngaya Marawi City. So sang bumamuso tayo si Dato Johari dito kalan ayo salam naans kano mapya kapipita agumapya kagagawir kano ang mga bangsa mi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Magandang umaga po sa ating internet world, Siraktano sa Bangsa Tano sa Lanao del Sur at buong Pilipinas. Kami po ang Team Sindaw Saranao, Power to the People. Samira Ali Gutok, your host, para sa ating show at ating fini-feature ang karapatan ng mga consumer ng ating bangsa dito sa Lanao at ARMM para sa ating mabuting serbisyo sa elektrisidad. Kami sa mga pagarinyo, Samira Ali Gutok, miyaw na Assemblywoman, at ngayon ay Chairperson po ng Communication and Media Affairs. Kasama ko po ay sina
Dato Johari dito kalan ayo and
Sultan nakabugatan sa Masyo, graduating municipal councilor sa Gyang Kaengit Tinong Municipality at Tugaya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
kasama po namin sa team namin ang mga communication chiefs at department managers sa Lasureco or Lanao del Sur Electric Cooperative. Ito po ang isang tagal na kooperatibo sa Pilipinas. Nauna pong general manager ang isang general na si Mamarin Talao at ngayon ang isang national official po na ay kinagagalak natin na mai-welcome po sa Lanao del Sur ang ating highest ranking po na Muslim sa energy and environment sector na ngayon ay Assistant Secretary po ng Department of Energy na si Assistant Secretary Matanog Mapandi by virtue of an order by the Interagency Committee ng ating Presidente, creating po ang ating Task Force Lasureco. August 7 po ay naupo po. At ngayon ay pang-4 na buwan ang ating Task Force Lasureco. Nandito rin sila po para gabayan tayo ngayon sa ating programa, Sindaw Saranao, Power to the People. Magandang umaga, Pilipinas. Ito po ang Team Lasureco para sa ating Task Force Lasureco video sa ating mga kababayan sa internet. Assalamualaikum. Magandang umaga. Ito po ang aking mga ka-host ulit, sina Joe Ayo at si Sultan Subayr Sanuray. So papakilala po namin ang Team Lasureco, ipapakilala nila ang pangalan nila at anong ginagawa nila. Again, ito po yung kapatid niyong Samira Gutok, chairperson po ng Communications and Relations. Starting with our own chairman or head ng ating Task Force Lasureco. Siya po ang ating General Manager na si General Manager Matanog Mapandi. Sir?
A'udhu billahi minasyaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kati ako man sa kanso pagarinyo, aya kalalayamin niron na radya muda sa pawak. Ago pada po na pembetuiran rakan katawiron kenabuba si Isaranaw kasi ipon sa sulog Kutabato na taman sa mga padaingad na si Commander Jigo sangkopan guni okay na imanto na gumimaw sa titungaranan kan amanan yan na si Matanog Mapandi. Salam na kan sa kanulangon si Roman sa Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ako po si Junaid Lao sa Metering Special Project. Ang ginagawa namin ay yung installation of kilowatt meter and calibration po. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Sa akin so, patayo pagarinyo si Muhammad Sarangani, sa ni kapapantagan na head sa Revenue and Regulatory Department.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. I am Sulaiman Kali Mocha. For short, SOL. I am the Assistant General Manager. The function of it is to assist the General Manager.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Amir Bulgu po, Head sa Social Marketing and Revalidation.
Wa nusalli ala rasulihil karim, amma ba'd. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sa akin si Engineer Abdul Wahab Manabilang, sa akin ni overall chief sa collection, si ko first month agi ang kaya kababantugan na General Manager tano. Si ko August 8, taman si ko September 6, ay collection na Lasureco na 8.5 million. Ipo man ko September 7, taman si ko October 6, na man na collection nami na 9.6 million, miyaka increase sa 1.1 million. Ipo man si ko October 7, taman si ko November 6, na miyala lagu yagi nga collection nagi nga paguluan ni Radio Muda sa Pawak sa mimbalo 13.7 million, miyaka increase sa 4.1 million.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Adelaida Ditukalan at your service. I serve as the head of the Secretariat providing administrative services to the Task Force Lasureco. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Sa akong si Mrs. Salam Lagindab Abubakar, Department Manager at Corporate Services, supervising the Finance Services, Human Resource, General Services, and Warehousing. Wassalam.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Sa kanambo sa pagarinyo si ko Allah si Mrs. Anissa Mambuay. Sa kamambo kapapantaga na Controller and Treasury Department Manager Lasureco Corporation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, world. I'm Alaya Lau Balindong from Social Marketing Department, and I am the one leading the seminar orientation to the new applicants every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. in the morning, and also a trainer. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Peace be with you. Ako si Salman Ali sa Social Marketing and Media Affairs. Nandito ako dahil napaka-significant po ng pagkakataong ito sa task force because we are making a history.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good morning. I am Engineer Muhammad Mapandi Makaangkos from IT Department. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sa kansawa tayo si Muhammad Nur, Head sa IT.
A'udhu billahi minasyaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be with you all, and to the people of Lanao, good people of Lanao, and also to the good and great people of the Philippines, the Filipino people, and all other internet viewers who might be able to serve or access this gathering for today. We are now giving the overview of Lasureco in this gathering so that we could add more clarification on a number of issues that have been still unclarified even today. But before I proceed, let me announce some important issues for today. I arrived here yesterday from Manila, and we have discussed about the bids and awards, the conduct of the bids and award committee on the bidding of the electric meters that cost 69 million. And then it is only a matter of few days now, it will be published through a national newspapers and maybe for here in Mindanao on a regional basis. So that it is estimated that after 28 days, we will be able to complete the BAC or Bids and Awards Committee processes. That is one. Number two is about the issue on the timeline of the metering. As you know, originally it was said on August 22 that the metering will start. But because of some hindrances and some unaccounted or unforeseen problem all the way on the ways, we are now at the beginning of the fourth month, and yet we are not yet able to start the metering because of the delay of the availability of fund and also the conduct of the bids and awards process. There are a number of issues which we intend also to clarify here, and I think it will be addressed in our presentation. On the screen, you will see that we are talking of Lasureco. Okay, one of the issues actually that even until these days is visiting Lasureco is the culture that has been developed, and it is still existing, persisting here in Lanao, that even at daytime, electricity are still on. You say on the screen, this was taken just an hour ago, and this was taken somewhere in the areas of Sagiaran and Pantar. Let me walk you through on the other slides, and you see this, it is daytime, and you see that bulb, I think this is 75 watts, and they do not care, it is still on. Okay, so when was that? It is today, November 12, 2014. This was taken this morning. Okay, and that is another, and this is very clear, 11/12/2014, 8 o'clock and 16 minutes this morning. So you have seen that. This is another, the same, it was taken at 8:10, okay, in series. And so, this is one of the Philferid's problem. You see the hawk there, it is being connected there, and they are getting their electricity supply from there illegally. So this has been some of the issues that has been there during the past so many years, not only few years, so many years. And it even developed into a culture. People now does not care whether electricity is off or switched on. This means that there is an implied not only perception but already intention that they do not want to pay. This is just one of the problems that we want to address. Now on the screen, you will see that we are going to explain about the generation and then transmission and then all the way to Lasureco until it arrives the consumer. And so we are talking first of the generation. The demand actually for the entire province of Lanao is estimated at 32 to 35 megawatts. And then that is what they call 24/7. This means that 24 hours, it is assumed that everybody will have light. Okay? But our contracted electricity megawatt is only 14 megawatts. This is because of the rationalization, apportioning of the share of every cooperatives Mindanao-wide on the shortage of electricity supply. The question is how much electricity shortage in Mindanao. It is hovering, moving from 300 to the peak of 450 megawatts. Okay? If you will remember, in 2005 or 2007, years ago, there was the case of El Nino. And there was a long dry spell all over Mindanao, and including Lanao. As you know, our electricity supply in Lanao is hydro-based. And we are talking of August 1, August 2, August 4, August 5, 6, and 7. And this has an aggregate capacity, rated capacity of 727.2 megawatts. And there is another one which is in Bukidnon, and this is in Bunawan, and it has a capacity of 255 megawatts. Now, another small hydros are in Talomo, and there are still other there which has, I think, the capacity of 68, but we are talking of all hydro in Mindanao, the aggregate capacity of 1,040 megawatts. That is why we are seeing that Mindanao is paying the lowest rate as compared to Visayas and Luzon. The question is, how much Mindanao is paying anyway? Just for comparison. Mindanao is paying on a generation cost 3 pesos and 50 centavos. Compared to Visayas, which is 5.20 centavos. And again, Luzon, you have 5 pesos and 90 centavos. So from there, you will say that Mindanao, after all, is paying the lowest electricity rate. Why? Because we are hydropower based. What is the capacity all over Mindanao? The capacity in Mindanao is 2,040 megawatts. And 1,040 of that is hydro. That is why we are seeing that from 52 to 60% is the share of the hydroelectric power. Now I think it is still, it is rainy days, and we have big capacity generation from hydro because of the increased input of water that propels our hydroelectric power. And so we are seeing that from August, all the electricity generation or generated is sent to the substation in Abaga, Baloe. Okay? From there, it is sent to through the transmission line of NGCP, passing through 21 kilometers all the way to Marawi City and to GMA Marawi City substation. Now, when it starts from there, we are talking of 14 megawatts. But as our technical man lectured us, there is a loss there. The travel of electricity from there going all the way to GMA incurred a system loss, and that is what they call technical loss. And they estimate that there is, for technical loss alone, that is 11%. In other areas, I think because they have very efficient facilities, it is reduced to one figure, one digit. Okay, so you will say that it is passing through there. How much for Cs of power are we buying from NPC, PISAM? And so, again, according to our record, our average purchase is at the amount of 33 million, Sally. Is that correct figure? 33 million. Okay? But our collection is recorded at a very low. Okay? It is moving from 8 million to a peak or maximum of 14 million. But 14 million have been achieved very rarely, maybe a few numbers of months in a year. We will show to you later the what is this presentation on that. And so this is it. It is from there and all the way to the consumers. Okay, let's now talk about Marawi City. Marawi City has an estimated 20,000 consumers, but according to record of our metering division, you are seeing that it is more than 60,000 to 17,000. But there is another argument put forward by another technical people who delivered a lecture to me, that this estimate might not be a reflection of the real numbers today. Why? Because this has not been updated a long time ago. So if we look at the national statistic growth rate, and then if we talk of the what is this population growth rate of something like 2 point something, and then we are talking of, let's say, 5 to 10 years backward, years ago, this might be even increased. He was saying that this might even be increasing to 30,000. Okay, anyway, our accounting for this is not so accurate. Okay, that is why that is a part of our problem now. We want to establish the correct numbers on this. So, okay, as a working hypothesis, let us now discuss about 20,000 consumers for Marawi City alone. But it is recorded that only 13,000 are metered. This means that 7,000 are unmetered. In other words, 7,000 are all illegals. So that is how big are the illegals. Diba, John? Okay. And then, we are also told by the collection department that out of these 13,000, about half of that are delinquents. They do not pay. So we are really talking of only 6,500 people who are paying diligently their own bills. So, that is a very sad problem. Now, let's go back to that again later. But let us now talk about the existing power project of Lasureco. Okay? On the screen, you will see that the red line here are the 69 kV lines funded by Lasureco. And this is, I think, in collaboration with, what is this? JERA. Okay? Because this is the first time. Okay, let me not talk about that because that is very highly technical and it might be controversial. So, you will see the blue line extending all the way from Marawi to Ganasi. And this is the 13.2 kV lines funded through Energy Resolution 1-94. And what is the cost of this project? This is 46 million. And this is still under construction. And that is why, because of the stoppage of this construction as a result of the burning of the bomb truck of the JIRA, it has been idle. Okay, it has been put to end. How many months ago already? This started in March or April? April. And even until now, it has not yet resumed its operation. But fortunately, when I called JIRA, when I was in Manila, they say that they expected this week the arrival of their shipment of materials from Visayas to Iligan. From there, it will be transported to Marawi City, and then they will now identify the scheduling of the start of the construction. Okay, and the small lines, as you see, are the lateral ones. And there is, again, an ambitious on-record planning of the Lasureco. And this is the changing of the existing 5 megavolts ampere now in Tugaya by another 10 megavolts ampere in order to have the capacity of expanding this until that area. And we are talking of the expansion of Tugaya substation into power system and network center. Okay? And by doing that, we are installing 10 MBE power transformer. This is also funded by Lasureco. But I think that has been held for review now. Okay? Okay, these are one of the ocular visit in the field, and this is just one of the 13 electric posts toppled down, 9 in Marantao and 4 in Balindo. Okay, this is another. You see that? And that is, this is the electric post, actually, prototype of the electric post that is being undertaken for installation by JIRA. And this is just one of the lying posts there, which has not been installed because of the objection of one of the, resident of the area where to install this electric post. And so we are trying to address this problem also. So this is actually a prototype again of the electric post. I have been seeing over gatherings and over radio and TV that one of the indicators for the question of our brothers from Ganasi all the way to the coastal areas until Kapatagan and also Onayan, the question is, when can we have our electricity supply? The answer is that you have observed the installation of electric posts from Marawi City to Tugaya all the way to Ganasi, and from Marawi City to Molondo. They are still bare. Okay, there is no wires. But by the time that you still see that it has no wire, and then when you say that wires as these are installed, and then that will be a good indicator that you will have your light in those areas. Okay, and we are really talking of something like 3 months or more. Okay, considering the D1 start of the construction, installation of this by JIRA, then we will count 3 months, and if there are no delays, there will be no delays, then we are talking that in 3 months, we will have electricity in that area. Okay, so this is the distribution lines of the substations. We are saying that we have about 8 transformers, okay? But only 2 of that are functioning, and these are the transformers now seen in the GMA substation. And this is this, 40 plus 7, we have 47.5 megavolts amperes. And we have one in Baloe, 5 MBA, but this is under repair, and it is not non-operational. We have all these 3 up to there, and they are all in good condition, but this is ready for utilization, this is ready, or this is standby, and this is also reserved, and this is non-operational. So again, only 2 are operational. So this is again held into review because it is now our understanding that by the sporadic use of all these transformers, it actually increase our system loss. Okay? Because, for example, if we are using this one, for example, and then we are only using about 1 or 2 mega amperes of that, that means we are increasing our system loss because it is underutilized. Okay, so the system actually for efficiency is to only have a very, very working margin. Maybe instead of 4, instead of 5, we are using about 4 of that. Okay, in fact, this is being underutilized because we are talking of 14 megawatts. and this has a capacity of 47. Di ba, John? So, that's our problem now. So, we are seeing that all over here. We have to review this again. Okay? Probably, we will defer or we will hold in abeyance some of this. I heard from our consultants that there is no need for this because we have one in Tugaya, and this can supply, work out, and they say that the system loss actually does not only consist of the location of the transformer, but because of the installation and everything there. You know this, you are technical people. Okay? So this again is the franchise area of Lasureco, and we are talking of first Marawi City, and then 37 municipalities of Lanao del Sur, 3 municipalities of Lanao del Norte, and we are talking of Pantar, Baloe, and Pantawaragat. Okay? And again, we are talking of 32 to 35 megawatts load requirements, and we are talking again of Marawi City of 20,000 household and 30,000 metered, 6,500 delinquents and 7,000 unmetered, and again, about 6,500 of good standing consumers. Okay? So, part of the mission of the task force, actually, we have pronounced this in all our gatherings, that our mission is to install 40,000 meters to different households to areas other than Marawi City. All of this area, province-wide. Okay? And then, we still, according to our estimate again, in this accounting, 40,000, 20,000, this is 60,000, there is still 7,000 highly believed that it is not yet accounted for. So we are really talking of about 67,000 to all the way to a peak of 80,000 consumers, if we can account for all of this. Okay, so this is now the rendition of the status of the electric power distribution here in Lanao del Sur. As you can see, green ones are the ones who have electricity today, since the takeover of the task force Lasureco. The red one here represent the areas who do not have electricity and who only can have electricity after 3 months or more. Okay? And we are talking of 22 municipalities who have electricity now, and 18 municipalities who have no electricity. Okay? Okay, and then, okay, this is present about the retail rate. And we are talking of residential, 6.15 cents, commercial, 6.99 cents, industrial, 7.80 cents, water system, 7.70 cents, public building, 5.95 cents, and above all, the street light is 9.84 centavos. So, you can say that compared to other areas, particularly Luzon and Visayas, we have the lowest electricity rate. Okay, again, this is actually a rendition working sample. Where does our payments goes? 50% of that, this is a working sample, assuming that your bill is 486.65 centavos, 15% of that goes to NGCP, which is equal to 75 pesos. And 56% that to PSAM, which is equal to 275 pesos out of these 486 pesos. And 5% of that, EVAT, and 113 of that goes to Lasureco. But the problem is that all of these are collected by Lasureco. And the worst still is that Lasureco made use of all these collections, which are supposed to be the share of others. So, that is a sad story. So we have some other prevailing issues. And this is hard facts. You see, the Lasureco debt is 8.5 billion pesos. Our collection efficiency, Sally, is 34%. And system loss was placed earlier as 63%. And now, I was told by our people that it is 37%. There is a reduction now. Okay, and we are saying that the technical loss again is 11%, 26% failure rates based on this accounting. Okay, so demand versus supply, we are seeing that it is 35 megawatts, and then we have a contracted megawatts of 14 megawatts. Okay, just for details, summary of sales, collectors, and disbursement expenses, and then this is for the year 2014 from January all the way to October, November. So, okay, let us take one of these. Let's see January. The sales for January was 34 million, and then the collection was 14 million, and we paid PSAM for 1 million for NDCP, and we have a salary for salaries and allowances of more than 5 million, 5.3 million, and operation cost of 3 million, and other costs of 0.8 million, and we have the total expenses of 14 million, 14.2 million. So we have a positive balance this month of 614,000 only. But this is not actually a positive balance because we have some other obligation to pay which are not reflected in this accounting. Okay? And so let us go through this, and you will see that the balance is very small there. And comes the, what is this? March, April. You have a negative balance of 1,183,000. This means that our collection was this, and we spent as much as that. And so we are in deficit. Okay? And then we have, this is wrong actually, because this is only more than 4,000 because our collection was 13 million, and you have this expense of 13 million. So this is wrong. Okay? Okay, it's an error. Okay, again on June, you will see that we have quite a big margin. But on July, we have negative again. And now we are seeing that when task force took over in August, we have a reduced collection of 8.5 million. We are telling our good people of Lanao of all this accounting so that you will understand and you will be a part of the solution. Okay? And on September to October 7, this was increased to 9.6 million, an increase of 1.1 million as enumerated by Amersab. Kanina, si Dato Manabilang. And then, October to November 6, we have an increase of more than 4 million, and this is a record high. And this is comparable to other collection there. So we have exceeded some of the previous election, but we have not yet reached the higher peak of the previous management. And so we are seeing that covering this period from January to November, we have only a positive balance of 1. But again, if we account for other obligations, which are not accounted here, the separation pays, the obligation of the court awards to winning personnel, and then the labor unions, that will be negative. Okay? Okay, let us now check again, for more details, the Lasureco debt. Okay? Who are the, how do you call it, debtors? Yung nag-utang sa atin? Okay, we have the debtors here in PCP SAM, Transco and GCP. That is our two big debtors. And we have the suppliers here. Okay? 1 up to 5, and we have the RCC Trading, the Pelican, Coupler, Sipalco, Carga, and we have still another, the Jira Construction Service. And then we have this, what is this? 18 million. Okay? And we still have a loan with NIA and also EG Power. And so that is the garnishment order that I was telling you that was awarded to the labor union. And then the separation pays, which are not indicated here. And it is estimated that we still have to pay 5 million on a staggered basis. And the grand total of the overall total of Lasureco now from NGCP, Transco, all the way down there is 8.3 billion. round off 8.4 billion. Okay, so that is great. That is something very alarming. Allahu Akbar. Now let us now say the power supplier's statement of accounts in order to understand more on this. Okay? And so, working figures. Let's see, let us examine year 2007 when the previous Sultan Satugaya took over as the manager, and all the way to June 2014. Okay, when Sultan Satugaya took over, we have this Lasureco debt, 2.7 billion. Okay? But over the years, from then onwards, we have been an accumulating debt of an average of more than 500 million on a yearly basis. And this accumulated to an aggregate amount of 6.5 billion from 2007 to 2014. That is for NPC PISAM. But on Transco in GCP, when the previous manager took over, Lasureco had this debt with PISAM. Over the years again, and from 2007 until 2014, it has increased to 1.552 billion. So we are talking of 8 billion 93 million for this alone in PC, PISAM, and NGCP. Now let us go to the others. Debtors, and these are it. Okay, you have again there in PC, PISAM, NGCP, and then you have these suppliers, and you have this amount again. Okay, so there is no doubt that that is quite, not only quite, but very alarming. Okay, so let us now examine the sales, collection bills, and payments performance provided by the by our department managers. And so we are talking on average sales of 37.7 million per month. Average monthly collection is placed as 12.8 million. So we are talking of 24.8 million uncollected sales. Okay? What is the efficiency? Again, we are talking of 34% efficiency only versus 66% collection and efficiency. Okay? Again, let us now compare the power bills versus payments. Okay, on average, again, we are buying from NPC PISAM 33.5 million per month. Okay? But on average, monthly payments, we are only paying them 2,333,000. This means that every month we have been incurring 31.2 million added to our debt. Okay? So what is the difference here? 30.2 million. Average monthly operating expenses was 13 million, but this does not include the